Elizabeth Street Garden in New York City is one of the few public green spaces in Manhattan that has been fighting for its existence from being turned into public housing by real estate developers. They had a small victory with Mayor Eric Adams, but the new mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani wants to move forward, destroying it for public housing. NTD Sean Marshall has more.
Hidden in the neighborhoods of Little Italy and Soho is a public garden that has been fighting against realtors and the New York City government since 2013. Elizabeth Street Garden is one of the few nature-filled and aesthetically developed public areas in Manhattan, New York, an oasis of sorts from the crazy hustle and bustle of the inner city, which is why locals have fought so hard to keep it alive. But Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani stated plans to replace it with affordable housing for LGBTQ seniors.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed to hear that. That makes me really upset. I think, everyone fought so hard to make this park be able to stay here, and the fact that that's being threatened again is very disappointing, very sad. And I think this park has actual community, from anyone, any walk of life, and it's just such a peaceful place in the city. So I really hope that doesn't happen, and I think everyone would be extremely disappointed if it did.
In 2013, when neighbors and local business owners learned of plans to develop the area into public housing for senior citizens, they came together to increase public access and started a nonprofit group in 2014 to gain elected official support and a volunteer system to keep the garden open daily. On March 5th, 2019, Elizabeth Street Garden filed a lawsuit against the City of New York and the Department of Housing Preservation and Development with an attorney. The garden was almost victorious in being saved by Mayor Eric Adams in 2025 during his early campaigning for re-election, until they learned that Zohran Mamdani, during his bid for election, said he would rather turn the space into public housing. Since Mamdani has won the mayoral election, the issue has made some of his supporters in opposition to his position on destroying the garden.
I'm bummed about that. I think this park is so beautiful. It's really important. But I also support the new mayor. So I'm kind of at a standstill, I would say. I hope that he has good reasonings, but I also know that Elizabeth Street Garden has a bunch of, I think they had over 100, I might be wrong, ideas of other public housing options as a way to keep it open.
And then maybe a year and a half ago, I found out that it was going to be saved. And it wasn't until today, actually, that my friend had said, oh, it's back in jeopardy because of the new mayor-elect. Yeah, I support Zohran, and I think I do agree with a lot of his policies, but what was just said, I think third spaces are really, really important, and we don't have many in Manhattan specifically that caters this sort of vibe, but in general, I don't think Manhattan has a lot of third spaces that residents can enjoy, so I do think he should reconsider.
According to a Gothamist article, the garden owes the city $95,000 in back rent, and a judge signing an eviction order back in March put the garden back into the fire. So after years of lawsuits and gaining public and government support, the life of the garden's future is still questionable. Sean Marshall, NTD News.